Bullshit.
It's the No BS Marketing Show. I'm Dave Mastovich, CEO and founder of Massolutions, the world's only no bullshit marketing firm. Have you ever been in a meeting where there's a discussion and somebody throws out an idea and you subconsciously thought, that's just too simple, or, well, that's obvious. And so you didn't put as much value into that decision. And then moments later, maybe a more complex, intricate solution is thrown out, and that one seems more compelling to you. I'll bet you have, because I think that most of us have, and I've for years sat in meetings and watched the majority of people in the group struggle to see the value in the simpler solution. And this goes with problem solving of any kind, on the operational side, the customer service side, the marketing side, the messaging and storytelling side. Robert Kiyosaki, world-renowned and best-selling author, has a quote in one of his books that says, "An intelligent adult often feels it is demeaning to pay attention to simplistic definitions." And he's making the case about how we have our self-limiting beliefs, and how we need to think differently and not fight the simpler solution. And again, that quote from Robert Kiyosaki is, "An intelligent adult often feels it is demeaning to pay attention to simplistic definitions." We fight the simplistic definition. We fight the simple solution. But simple is better. That's why you have cliches like KISS, keep it simple, stupid, and other mantras, because our human tendency is to think that something simple or that appears like it was obvious couldn't possibly be the big time solution. Now, I've been in meetings where I've presented ideas on how to tell a story, and to tell it in a very simple phrase that touched on the strengths and the competitive advantages of that company, or that summarized the situation in a concise amount of words. And I could tell in the meetings that there were people that were just kind of thinking, yeah, but, and they'd give it the yeah, but, yeah, well, it was obvious. Well, no, it wasn't obvious, because no one had brought that solution up, and there's tremendous value in someone who is able to do that. Now, we're okay with it in other professions. If somebody came to fix our plumbing and they said, "I have a pretty simple solution. We're going to take this pipe and we're going to attach it to that pipe." And then another person said, "But you know what, another thing we could do is we could add 4 pipes. You could go up around the house and come down out back and shoot down and connect those pipes that way." Each and every one of us would look at the second plumber and say, "How about you leave and we work with this person?" And yet, in anything on the problem-solving side or the storytelling side, these same intelligent adults, as Robert Kiyosaki said, these same intelligent adults feel it is demeaning to pay attention to simplistic definitions, simplistic solutions. What you thought was obvious or simple wasn't obvious because no one brought that up. And simple is better because we're trying to explain things with storytelling to our target audiences. And that means a lot of people in most instances. And you want to make it better, and you want to make it simple. So simple is better. The same thing with a customer service problem-solving solution. If somebody's customer service center is leading to problems and the phone calls are not being answered and people aren't responding to the chats quickly enough or aren't giving the right answers, and you come in and create a simple solution for that says, here's the phraseology to use when you're on the phone, and here's the phraseology to use on the chats, and let's add some additional staff so that we have enough to handle this incoming volume. Just because that is a somewhat obvious statement does not mean it doesn't bring value, because the problem solvers were at the table and someone came up with those ideas. We as humans need to fight our desire to think that simple is demeaning, to think that complex is better. Remember my plumbing example, or take anything with building your house or anything that you have in your life that is a tool or a means to achieve something, to get something that you want, and look at how often in that instance you want the simpler solution. You want the simple solution to the security system for your business. You want the simple solution for your front door of your house so it opens and closes. You want your toilets to work, one of the most simple devices ever created, but yet toilets are used all across America and other countries. Simple is better. We need to fight our natural skepticism and tendency to say that it was obvious and so there's less value, or it was simple so there is less value. We live it at Mass Solutions every day when we bring our ideas on the customer experience side, and that's really what it's all about. I'm not just talking about storytelling. We help companies with their entire customer experience, and we walk through and show them ways to make that customer experience better. And they're often simple recommendations, but they're recommendations that we found through a complex process that we use. So take that as a listener and say, when I'm working with anyone in my company, whether it is your finance department, your operations department, your human capital department, your legal department, your sales department, or your marketing department, any of those functions, when they come to you with a solution, don't immediately think that the simple solution is demeaning. The simple solution is too easy. The simple solution is obvious, because simple is better. Thanks for listening to this episode of the No BS Marketing Show. Remember, ask yourself, what's the big idea, and build your story around the answer. It's all about bold solutions, no BS.